Woo.
We haven't had these for a long time, hey? Since George, you know how many years ago? 20 years ago.
Conditions of release.
Yeah.
I have to
George burning his thing coming out of
Yeah.
act like all you Canadians and do nothing. That's what it says.
I'm not allowed to go to the university,
And you
Oh,
were
you can't
just
go to
planning
college?
to go to
and I need to go to
next
school.
semester.
Yeah, so it says right here that we can't go to any Natural Resources Canada hearings chaired by Frank
Pervert.
Iacobucci or designated regard pipeline expansion or designate regard. And it also says we can't go within 100 meters of Trans Mountain facilities, including the offices and marine terminals, tank farms, pumping stations, construction sites, leased lands, and future development. This all came about by being up at Thompson Rivers University. So it doesn't make sense to sign conditions against Trans Mountain, but we were forced under duress to sign these. And shame on Thompson Rivers University for being involved in this.
Shame on them.
On the genocide and
On our own
Trans
land,
Mountain.
the Sequatman land. We're getting this. I mean, I'm German, Swedish, and Sequatman, but look at it. We've got beautiful Sequatman
Yeah, and
women
if
here with the same papers.
An event at TRU, they shouldn't have to sign conditions to stay meters
the
away from
university.
the
Yeah.
Trans Mountain Pipeline when they weren't even, they were in that university.
Yeah, so university students and other people that attend the university should be able to talk against Trans Mountain
I
and
hope
talk
so.
loud and talk clear and talk strong about our opposition to Trans Mountain Pipeline. Just because Thompson Rivers University accepted money from Kinder Morgan does not mean their students have to be complicit.
Yep.
University is for higher education. Even this Frank Iacobucci, he is a retired Supreme Court judge. He should know better. Trudeau hired him so they don't fuck themselves over again.
Yeah, it's very
They
clear.
have to know a white man that knows Indigenous titles and rights.
When I got in that,
So that's why they hired this Frank to head up this phase 3 of this consultation process. is
Handpicked.
Because it,
even the people in the office in there in that little building were handpicked in that meeting when I went in there to
Yeah.
tell them no, clear Sequatman. No, they heard me clear because
so there was several people that prevented all of us from going in, but Aisha was able to get into the meeting, so he could report, maybe check up
About
on his
25
live
people
too,
in there.
Aisha Jules, and check up his live feed later on. He'll be going through details of what was in the meeting because none of us actually got into it. So if you want to know what was going on in Thompson Rivers University at the Campus Activity Center today with the Trans Mountain Pipeline, in that secret room, Aisha will tell you.
Chancellor's Nathan.
Oh yeah, and just to let everyone know, the one chief that went against us when we were fighting for our title and rights up at Squaquaquold is Nathan Matthews, and he's now the chancellor at TRU. So shame on him. He
Shame
doesn't
on him.
support title and rights. He actually went against women, children, elders, and our defense of our homelands up at our sacred mountains,
On
Squaquaquold.
International Human Rights Day.
Yeah, and another note, this is International Human Rights Day, and Attorney General over 10 years ago ordered the removal of my house, and they bulldozed it down to the ground up there at Sun Peak Ski Resort. And this is International Human Rights Day. This is serious violation against Indigenous rights, our title and rights to our land. Basic Indigenous human rights is our title to our land, and this is violating it.
when settlers came, they used to arrest guys like me, warriors, hang them, or arrest them for 6 months. That would put that man behind 2 seasons for simple stuff like this, locked away for 6 months in harder conditions what I experienced.
Yeah, what Aisha's talking about, that was what was going on when the first Kinder Morgan pipeline went through.
In 1953.
6 months arrest if you tried to stop them or even talk about it. If you even just said Kinder Morgan or whatever the name of the pipeline, you would have got arrested back then. And the same thing goes here. Can't even talk about our land and we're getting arrested. Same thing. It hasn't changed since the 1950s. And it's not the 1950s anymore. Canada has to grow up and deal with its land question and stop letting the RCMP deal with the outstanding land question here in Canada.
They don't know nothing. Right out of high school.